Make sure to subscribe to this channel for more videos like this.
On across parts of the Rockies. We've got advisories in effect. The snow is going to accumulate in some areas, even along the urban corridors. Now, the roads might be another question, depending on those road temperatures and how much of this is going to be falling after dark. Here's a look at the forecast snowfall accumulations, and it's really the highest elevation that has any chance of getting double-digit snowfall or better here. As for the plains, we're talking about maybe 1 to 3 inches across that region. Here's a look at the winter weather advisories, and they really stretch across much of eastern parts of Wyoming into north central parts here of Colorado, and yes, into the panhandle of Nebraska and over towards the Rapid City area. Snow is coming down still here in Casper. Rapid City had the accumulations we showed you just a few moments ago. Now a peak of sunshine coming out and 28 degrees. It is gusty to go along with this, so I might add, expect 20, sometimes 30-mile-per-hour wind gusts to go along with that. So there you can see all that moisture kind of streaming in here along our water vapor. It's snow showery at this time, but low pressure is developing along this front, and so that's bringing the winds in from the east. That cold air is in place, and that's settling into the valley areas, and then we've got that push up the mountains, and that's the upslope that we need in order to get the snow in a place like Denver, for example. So here's a look hour by hour. Denver, your advisory doesn't go in effect until 3 o'clock this afternoon. I know a couple of flakes are already beginning to come down as we speak, but the main event really happens this evening and into the overnight hours, and you should be done with all of this, we think, as we head towards early tomorrow morning. So fingers crossed, maybe sleep through a good portion of this if you're not excited about getting any of the snow. But 3 to 6 is a good range to have in mind across the Denver metro area. You'll have lesser the farther east you go into the high plains, and then more into the higher elevations. Northwest of Boulder, they could see that 8+ inches of snowfall. So this is a little bit more of a quick hitter, but keep in mind, we just picked up nearly 7 inches of snow in Denver last Thursday and Friday. So here we go again. April is a snowy month in the Rockies, Mark.
Absolutely. It's
where we would expect it into the plains, into what we typically call Tornado Alley, although there have been some areas that have gotten some severe weather, especially hail, the last couple of weeks. So when we look at climatology, and climatology really what we would expect this time of the year, weather is what's actually happening, is what you get, and today that happens to be snow. But April, on average, you'll see about 220 tornado reports. So we see a huge increase in those numbers. Of course, May is the peak typically. Still a lot of action in the month of June, and then you can see how it tapers off then typically for the rest of the year. But what have we gotten? Well, this April so far, it's been relatively quiet overall. Sure, we've had some severe weather, and certainly we had our one big day here on the 9th where we had 345 reports of severe weather. That includes tornadoes, hail, and wind damage, right? That's not just all tornadoes with that. The areas that we would typically expect severe weather this time of the year would be across parts of Texas as well as into Oklahoma, but still possible really anywhere about the eastern third of the country. Now, our jet stream has been to the south, and it's been kind of flattened out a little bit overall, which just drives in the storms from west to east and keeps them pretty quick moving overall. But later this week, just a little bit of a dip in our jet stream may bring a return to some severe weather Friday and Saturday, say into the southern plains and the Gulf Coast states, but I'm seeing a much bigger signal next week that this trough ridge pattern, which is more favorable for severe weather in the plains, may be developing Tuesday, Wednesday. Things could get dicey next week. So we'll continue to track that, of course, in the days ahead.
And this is how rocket scientists get their reputation, Jackie.
They do, absolutely. So congratulations to everybody who worked on that project. Very cool, and looking forward to more exciting things with that in the future.